Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, RTV6's Cameron Riddle is working to figure out who is responsible for illuminating a Northside complex and why calls for help are being ignored.
Residents along this stretch of Township Line Road say it is a mystery trying to figure out who owns these street lights. They say they haven't worked for quite a while, and they've called IPL. They've called the apartment complex, but night after night, the lights still don't come on. So they called RTV6 to get to the bottom of it.
Well, the lights are totally out. We have a total of 20 to 22 lights, and there's only approximately 2 to 3 working on this street.
This RTV6 viewer didn't want her face shown for fear of retaliation from the company managing her apartment complex. She lives at Forest Ridge Apartments on the north side. She says she's asked apartment managers to fix the broken lights that leave the area she lives in what feels like total darkness.
If you got all these lights, what's the purpose? They're just standing there, not working. The street is so dark, sometimes you wouldn't even think an apartment complex was back here.
She says the apartment complex told her to call IPL, and she did just that last winter and again earlier this year, but no one ever showed up. Now, every phone call to either office sends her on the runaround.
I've reported it to IPL and to the rental office several times, and nobody seems to know who's responsible for the lights.
Tonight, it is still unclear who's responsible for these lights. The leasing manager directed me to a number for their corporate office, which no one answered and didn't have a voicemail set up. We also reached out to IPL, asking the same questions, but so far we haven't heard back. Now, with the days getting shorter and darkness arriving earlier, this resident says it's time to get the lights fixed so the people who live here can have a sense of security.
For the simple fact, there's a lot of single women that live out here on this particular street and maybe all through the complex. But I just feel it's just too dark, and it didn't used to be like that.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Now, IPL does have information on its website about getting street lights fixed, but there's no information about determining whether a light is IPL's responsibility. If you have a problem and need help getting results, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. Now to a live look outside from our tower camera in downtown Indianapolis. A beautiful Thursday night. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking a weekend warm-up. Kevin?
Up and away for those temperatures. We're going to be quite cool in the morning, but then it's all uphill from there. Temperature in Indy is 60, but we're much warmer than surrounding spots. Lafayette down to 52. The same in Bloomington. Let's talk about what you'll wake up to. Upper 40s to around 50. Skies will be clear through the overnight. Down in central Indiana, temperature from Indy down to Martinsville, lower 50s, 48 in Connorsville, 52 in Bloomington, 51 in Greensburg. That's the refreshing start to your day tomorrow. By noon, we're at 74 degrees. Clouds will increase in the afternoon. Temperature jumps to 84. There's a marginal or low risk for severe storms in northwest Indiana. We'll talk about the timing. Friday thunderstorms. Let you know if any rain impacts the weekend as well coming up.
Free rides will be offered for longer than initially planned on Indigo's Red Line rapid transit route. You can now take the Red Line without a ticket through November 10th. The deal was originally only through September. Indigo says the board voted in favor of the extension because several Red Line riders have had issues with service during the first month of operations and because the new ticketing machines are not fully operational yet. If you still have questions about navigating the Red Line as a rider or a driver, go to the RTV6 app or the IndyChannel.com and watch our special report called Inside the Red Line. Police say one person is dead after a crash involving an SUV and motorcycle on the southeast side of Indianapolis. Officers found a man dead near Shelbyville Road and 5 Points Road just after 8 o'clock this evening. He appeared to be the driver of the motorcycle. Now, police think the SUV hit the motorcycle, but this investigation is in its early stages. President Trump lashed out today at the prospect of a long and dangerous impeachment fight. ABC's Rachel Scott has the latest tonight from Washington.
The nation's top intelligence official pitted between lawmakers and the White House over a whistleblower complaint.
We went to the White House first. So you went to the subject of the complaint for advice first about whether you should provide the complaint to Congress.
If it does have executive privilege, it is the White House that determines that.
Joseph McGuire, the acting director of national intelligence, defending his decision to keep that complaint under wraps. At the center of the dispute, a July phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine, where the president repeatedly urged him to investigate his potential 2020 rival Joe Biden and his son. The president defending that call.
My call was perfect.
But from his own party, a few signs of wavering support.
I want to say to the president, this is not okay. It isn't. That conversation is not okay.
In the complaint, the whistleblower said White House officials were deeply disturbed and reported hearing that officials were directed to remove the electronic transcript from the computer systems where they are normally stored. The president, behind closed doors, vented his frustrations in this audio obtained by the LA Times.
I want to know who's the person that gave the whistleblower, who's the person that gave the whistleblower the information, because that's close to a spy. You know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? With spies and treason. We used to handle it a little differently than we do now.
President Trump has taken aim at the credibility of the whistleblower, but the acting director of national intelligence said he had no reason to believe the person who made the complaint was being disloyal to the country, adding that the whistleblower did the right thing by coming forward. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Well, House Democrats are condemning President Trump's attack on the whistleblower, calling it witness intimidation. It's unlikely Vice President Mike Pence will answer questions about the impeachment inquiry during a visit to Community Hospital East tomorrow. It will be his second stop on a two-day trip to Indianapolis. Today he spoke at McAllister Machinery, calling for support of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA. The deal would replace NAFTA as the country's top trade agreement with its nearest bordering countries.
It isn't that they live just next door, it's that they are a critical destination for what we grow and what we make. In fact, more than 2 million American manufacturing jobs actually depend on trade with Mexico and Canada, including 61,000 jobs right here in the Hoosier State. So Indiana's got a lot to gain from the USMCA.
The agreement needs to be ratified by Congress. Democrats have been in negotiations over it for months, but the impeachment process may delay it. Vice President Pence did not address the impeachment inquiry today and did not take questions from local reporters. A protester calling for action on climate change briefly interrupted the vice president's speech. A woman stood up with a picture of 16-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg and a sign that read, "How dare you?" A group called Code Pink is taking responsibility for the protests, saying the Trump administration isn't taking the climate change seriously. The number of reported illnesses related to vaping continues to climb. According to the latest update from the State Department of Health, there are 50 probable cases under investigation in Indiana right now. 17 are confirmed to be connected to vaping. Nationwide, the Centers for Disease Control say that there are at least 805 probable cases of vaping-related lung injuries. There are 12 confirmed deaths in the country, including one here in Indiana. There's a new project to protect your children from a dangerous chemical. Free lead testing will be offered to students in kindergarten and first grade at the mayor's charter schools, Pike Township schools, and Indianapolis public schools.
IPS is very proud to be a partner and to be part of helping to provide a quality of life to the communities by making them aware that lead is something that our homes need to be safe from.
A local NAACP branch, the City of Indianapolis, and the Marion County Public Health Department partnered on this project. Parents of eligible students will be given a consent form to test. If your child tests positive, the health department will inspect your home and other places to find the source, and your child will get treatment. Working for you, RTV6 is finding out how a program is helping prevent crime in Indianapolis by putting young people to work. BUILD, which stands for Believers United in Local Development, just received part of a $2.3 million grant from the city. People ages 16 to 24 earn a weekly $200 stipend for rehabbing older and abandoned homes in areas like Martindale, Brightwood, Riverside, and Hallville. Daquan Lundy has been with the program since it started and worked his way up to head carpenter.
I feel like this program can help you stay out the streets because, like, you'll have something to do. Like, I feel like if you're going to do something wrong, you have nothing to do, you're trying to find a way to make some money. This will show you how to make some legit money and keep you off the streets because you got a skill now.
Leaders with Bill says that the $45,000 from the crime prevention grant will allow the program to rehab even more houses, which provides more training opportunities. 18 firefighters from across central Indiana are now qualified to save lives on the ground and underwater. Tonight, they graduated from dive school in a ceremony at the Indiana War Memorial. Leaders with the Indianapolis Fire Department say dive school students go through tough training so they're prepared for the worst.
At the Public Safety Dive School, they last 6 weeks. It's very strenuous because we challenge these individuals and put them in situations and try to make it so that their worst day happens in the pool in the training session and not in a real life scenario. You know, we want to make them as safe as possible when they do get called out there for whatever incident they may face.
The new graduates are from Indianapolis, Danville, Noblesville, and Fishers departments. If you feel overwhelmed at work, there are steps you can take to get back in control. Our career coach explains coming up here. Also, a popular dating site is facing a federal lawsuit. Why the service is accused of tricking people looking for love. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
With more work to do. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
If you've ever looked for love online using Match, you could benefit from a lawsuit. The Federal Trade Commission is suing the owners of the popular dating site, accusing the company of using misleading and unfair practices to trick consumers. Users had to purchase a subscription to read certain messages that seemed to come from real people. The government says many of the messages came from millions of fraudulent accounts. Match representatives say they catch and neutralize 85% of potentially improper accounts in the first 4 hours, and 96% of fraudulent accounts within a day. The government is seeking restitution and refunds for consumers. You can read more details on the lawsuit, including a statement from Match, by clicking on this story in the RTV6 app. An Indiana restaurant chain plans to hire Hoosiers as it expands into Noblesville. A Big Woods is coming to Hazeldale Crossing near Hazeldale Road and 146th Street. It will seat 250 people and offer a menu similar to the locations in Speedway and Franklin. About 80 jobs will be available. The new Noblesville restaurant will be the chain's 7th location. It's scheduled to open for business sometime this winter. Have you ever felt overwhelmed at work? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. And our career coach has advice on how to handle the situation.
You know, you need to take a break and make a plan and ask yourself, how am I managing my time? Limit your multitasking. Try to do one thing and do it well. Also, set boundaries and give yourself timelines and use your calendar. Remember just to do your best and accept that you cannot always be perfect.
If you're still feeling overwhelmed, our coach says ask your boss or supervisor for help. Give examples of why you're overwhelmed in a positive and professional manner. If that doesn't work, go to Human Resources for support. Robots are helping Central Indiana students go from classroom to career. Kids in the robotics program at the Walker Career Center build basic robots that use sensors to solve problems and tasks. Students learn skills in science, technology, engineering, and math, all while having fun.
I think it's great. I think it's one of the best things I've done throughout my high school career. It's opened up a lot of opportunities. I've been to more places throughout the state that I never even thought of.
It's not only just is it neat, it's also just a great learning experience just in general. You know, you get to learn a lot of skills that you wouldn't learn, you know, otherwise, or you wouldn't learn in the traditional classroom setting.
The students will host a robotic competition on November 16th at Warren Central High School. A festive day along the downtown canal in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. Organizers dyed the canal orange as part of the celebration. The Indiana Latino Institute hosted this event. The Institute says Hispanic Heritage Month recognizes the rich culture and contributions of Latinos across the state and the nation.
We're bringing today the community stakeholders to celebrate the contributions of Latinos, all just here to celebrate all our Latinos, the different countries, the different cultures, and all that we bring to this great country.
Hispanic Heritage Month continues through October 15.
It wasn't just a good day for that. It was a great day.
It was great out there.
It's probably our best day in a long time. Humidity way down. Temperature stayed in the mid-70s. If it were Friday, it would have been perfect.
I can't believe October is just right around the corner.
It is, but it won't feel like October. That's part of the story. We'll get to that. This will look like we've got a lot going on this map, but I just want you to focus on May, July, and August. Those are where the bars go down. Those are the only 3 months this year that we've had below average precipitation. And of course, this month has been our driest. As far as next opportunity for rain, and not just tomorrow, but Saturday as well, the northern third of the state has the best chance of rain. Northern half, a slight chance. Down to Indy's kind of pushing it to the south, but could see an inch of rain or more in portions of northern Indiana by tomorrow night. Expanding area of warmth will bring, I think, record temperatures Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday still warm next week before temperatures fall off. Back here, they'll have significant snow in the colder air in portions of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. Could see 30 inches of snow in some of the heaviest areas. Let's look at temperatures early next week. We'll get to the weekend here in a second, but Monday, Tuesday, high temperatures would both be records. The record highs for all 3 days, 89 degrees. And you can see we may set 3 in a row. We'll wait and see on that. Temperature in Indy is misleading. Big city warmth, that's what we've got. It's 52 in Lafayette, 51 in Greencastle. As you look around, average low temperatures are in the low 50s. We'll be in the upper 40s in spots tomorrow morning. Nice start to the day, comfortable. We'll have sunshine. You'll need your sunglasses by 11 a.m. We're back up to 70. 84 in Indianapolis. Areas north and west just a little bit cooler. Friday night football, the chance for thunderstorms is greater as you go north of Indianapolis. It will be warmer than we've been the last couple of weeks, 81 at kickoff. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, dry central Indiana. Here comes some thunderstorms into northwest Indiana. That's at 4 o'clock. Then by 7 p.m., Lafayette, Kokomo, Peru, Marion, the best chance for thunderstorms, that slides off. Another wave of rain, mainly for the northern half of the state, Friday night into Saturday morning. Temperatures over the weekend, warmer, 85 Saturday, 87 on Sunday. Warmest temperatures early next week, though. Chance of any thunderstorms Saturday are minimal. Temperatures 10 to 12 degrees above average. Notre Dame kickoff 3:30 Saturday. Showers more likely north, and it will be cooler, 73. At Purdue, 80 degrees, just a 20% chance for rain during the game. Temperatures next week right at record levels, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then we cool off Thursday, back into the 70s.
Well, the NBA season tips off next month, but basketball fans are already showing off their passion. Tonight, Pacers stars Miles Turner and TJ Warren hosted auditions to fill the seats in their personal fan zones at Bankers Life Fieldhouse this season. Winners will be selected based on their creativity, their energy, enthusiasm, and love for the blue and gold.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I think we got some of the best fan zones on the planet. Like, the energy we have here is amazing.
Well, the environment inside Bankers Life Fieldhouse is just awesome. It's incredible. And we love being part of it. We love being part of the block that sets the tone for the Indiana Pacers and the whole entire arena.
A comedian and Indianapolis native Mike Epps served as a surprise celebrity judge there. Winners will receive tickets in Turner's Block or Warren's Warriors. Where do you get a chicken cape?
I thought that was a San Diego chicken, but apparently not. No, it wasn't? No, not so much. Media Day tomorrow, by the way, for the blue and gold. They start training camp this weekend. So.
You got your outfit for that? No special outfit.
Show up and go.
All right.
I got my high tops if needed. Talk about a little bit about that. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Absolutely. I'm a trained professional, ladies and gentlemen. To the victor go the spoils. A unique way to celebrate the IndyCar Championship for Joseph Newgarden. The Sports Extra Spotlight, Sky High indeed. The News 11 continues after this.
Let Wickerworks design the best backyard style for you.
To sponsor in. Opening round of the IWIT Championship, Brickyard Crossing. One of the shots of the day from Zionsville High School's Annabelle Pancake on a sponsor exemption. Second shot, par 4, 16th out of the rough and into the cup. What a shot. Shot a 4/76 today. Center Grove grad Erica Shepard, 2 under 70. South Korea's MJ Hur with a 2-shot lead at 9 under. Hey, good evening. IndyCar's season can't simply ride off into the sunset, namely if you're Joseph Newgarden, who was second championship last Sunday, second in a couple years. So let's see, what's the best way to make sure everyone knows you got a title? Well, it's a giant flag. In a related story, he helped hoist the giant championship flag outside of Gate 1 at the Speedway today. Had the most wins, most races led, and most laps led. Now, he has the most flags flown in the Sports Extra Spotlight.
All right, so it was #Rise Above for Joseph Newgarden, the now 2-time NTT IndyCar Series champion. What is this? Rise Above? What does this mean? Oh, wait, the flag.
We just did it, Dave.
Yes.
You know, we rose the flag above the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We displayed it, you know, but it's been a great year. Yeah, the Rise Above hashtag's been great for us. It's been a great rally cry for our fans.
You were pretty consistent throughout the course of the season. A couple bumps in there, one of them being at Mid-Ohio when that last lap, you were making a move. Maybe you didn't have to. At that point, did you think, man, I wonder if I just threw away the championship at all?
No, you know, I didn't think that. I was
pretty upset at it.
Yeah, I was disappointed in myself. It was obviously an ill-advised move, but I'm a racer. You know, that's my style. My natural instinct is to always go for it. It's a learning lesson for next year. Hey, don't do that in that situation. But that's what sports is. You make mistakes, and you try and make the least of everybody, and that's what hopefully rewards you with the championship. But that's what makes it fun. People want to see when you mess up. They want to see when you get it right. And you just got to try and do that better than the rest.
Maybe at the end, too, that's what makes this so special. I mean, you climbed out of the car at Laguna, and there were some tears. Your eyes are watering up.
They just did such a great job, this group all year long, and I didn't want us to throw it away at the end.
Do you have a sense why that was?
I think, wasn't it you on the radio interviewing me? And I cried up again.
You did.
Oh, man. It doesn't happen. I don't normally cry. I felt a little weird, but it felt good, I'll be honest with you. Ashley, my fiance, has always been weirded out by the fact that she's never seen me cry. And this was just a little too much. Like the pressure this year, and so when it was finally over, it was just that relief of, you know, we made it happen. This was the final event. It could have been taken right away from us, and I was just relieved that it wasn't, and that we secured it.
Or maybe wedding day will be the other time.
I would hope so. I think Ashley might appreciate if I cried.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to muster it up, you know? No, it'll be easy. It's going to be a very special day, too. Probably the best day of my life. Yeah, Monterey last weekend, it was a pretty good one.
And plenty of time to enjoy the bracelets, too. #Rise Above. Joseph Newgarden certainly did that.
Enjoy it, Joseph. Finally, first and foremost, Cincinnati longtime Reds broadcaster Marty Brenneman calling it a career. We detailed his career last night at 11. Today, it was official.
And I'm proud to say that I'll be here until the day that they pass muster on me for the final time. I'm proud to say I'm a Cincinnatian. And for those who are here today and for those who are listening wherever they might be, just know how much you're loved.
Pittsburgh is hungry. They still feel like they have a chance when you look at win the division.
And how much you're appreciated. That's all I got.
End of an era in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So many people went on the field, too, to celebrate.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch.
All right. We'll be right back right after this.
Visit your local Chase branch.
These two are ready for a picnic, not a walk.
They are.
They've taken over the picnic table. Beautiful in the morning, temperatures in the 50s, 70 by noon. That's Dar and Mr. Gibbs, by the way. It's a service. I take your dog for a walk during my forecast.
And put them on tables, right? All right. That does it for us. Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening, everybody.